Before you insult Sebastian, I still have some doubts about your own statement.
What kind of doubts?
For all we know, Mr. Artist could have simply entered the Autumn Palace at an earlier time.
That's...
Moreover, do you have evidence that the red paint is unrelated to the case?
The most important thing now is not the red paint, the red normalium and the white fatalium. Exactly how were these two substances mixed? I believe that is our main concern.
Naturally. It was Sebastian's job to investigate that. Were it not for your interference, we would have found that out by now.
I never intended to interfere. On the contrary, I'd like to cooperate. Don't tell me you're going to say you know the cause of the poison gas! How the poison gas started, I have something that may shed some light on the matter.
Sebastian, do not fall for his bluff.
Come now, it's fine, really. Let's hear what he's come up with.
If you say so, Sebastian.
Come on, show us! How did the poison gas start? Well, let's look at the Pisces sketch. Surely you're not saying that this was the cause of poison gas? Huh, it seems even you've noticed it. Duh, it really stands out! Those red tears that Larry saw were undoubtedly normalium. Huh? Wait a second! If those were chemicals, does that mean a ghost set off the poison gas? I don't have time to play along with him. Good God, the best. The red tears of normalium could not have triggered the poison gas by itself. That red liquid was mixed inside the case to create the poison gas. What? Just where do you see evidence that the chemicals were mixed? That can also be seen in this sketch. Here is the evidence right down here. See this pink splotch here? Seems kind of odd. A pink liquid can be seen flowing out from under the case of the Pisces sculpture. This is proof that the two chemicals were mixed. Hold on a second! I still don't get it! How does this show that normalium and fatalium were mixed? Since we have a self-proclaimed artist here, I'll let him explain. Larry, you fancy yourself an artist, so you should know about mixing paint, right? What do you add to red to make paint? Don't take me for a fool, Edgy! I'll have you know I graduated from middle school! That's not much to gloat about. You add white to red to make paint. It's common knowledge. Well, technically there's rose paint, baby pink, and several others. That's enough. Now, do you understand, Mr. DeBest? That's how it is. By mixing red normalium with white fatalium, you get a pink liquid. Your idiocy is ridiculous, DeBest. Yes, exactly. Took him long enough. I see. It looks like
Mr. DeBest finally gets it.
Took him like a couple dialogues, but yes.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, you have merely presented one possibility. Do we really know if the color was the result of the two chemicals mixing together? Furthermore, this sketch was drawn by the suspect. I cannot put much faith into it.
I just painted what I saw. How could that be a lie?
Mr. Artist, I do not permit you to speak. I did not, excuse me.
So good. So good, but so cold. But that's part of her charm. Of course, I intend to bring the truth to light immediately.
It would not be wise to jeopardize your position even further. Aren't you going to answer my question from before? How do you know that Mr. Artist did not enter the Autumn Palace? If you cannot prove this, there is no room for you to argue any further.
Hey! Couldn't we find that out if we talked to the victim, pal?
The victim, Dan Gustavia, remains unconscious and in critical condition.
That's right.
Well then, Sebastian, we'll be investigating the crime scene, now. Oops. All of you, please vacate the premises.
Hold it! Oh, it's Larry.
If you were to take a stand in court, you cause a lot of trouble for the presiding judge. Is there something you would like to say, Mr. Artist?
Hold your horses, Miss Cool Beauty.
My name is Justine Courtney. Please don't address me by such a strange title.
Oh, you finally told me your name. Pleased to meet you, Justy. I'm Larice Dunham, but you can call me Larice.
Mr. Artist, please get to the point.
I just remember something I haven't had a chance to say yet. When I first got to this room, it was locked, so I couldn't go in. But then, that old dude just suddenly fell through the door.
It would appear that the palace rooms can be locked from the inside. But just because you say it was so, doesn't mean the door was locked. Without proof, your statement holds no value.
We just need to wait for Dane to show his butt. Well, why not let Uncle Ray prove it to you?
Well,
after all, we can confirm the room was locked too. Right, Miles?
Yes, I remember as well.
The Winter Palace should be... Huh? It's locked up. That's odd. They've already opened the museum. Until the gas outbreak, no one could have entered this room.
Perhaps the suspect entered the room with the victim during the gas outbreak.
As you can see, this man did not inhale any of the gas. If you examine his belongings, you'll find he wasn't carrying a gas mask either.
Is that so? Well then, I have no choice but to agree.
That was easier than I expected. Anyway, I presume this clears up any suspicion surrounding Larry. It seems Mr. The Best's logic was off once again. Not exactly! I just didn't have enough information! That's all. Therefore, my reasoning was just before its time.
Sure has a grand way of saying that things didn't work out for him. In that case, there's one more suspect who has yet to take the stand. Mr. Artist, you are free to go.
Huh? But I wanted to talk to you a little more, Justy.
Overruled.
Your cold demeanor leaves me mesmerized all the more. This other suspect is...
a pharmacist by the name of Delicia Scones. It would have been difficult for this artist to attain the fatalium from Megatoxin X, but a pharmacist may have knowledge of how to do that. The court will now take a 10-minute recess. Sebastian, it would be best if we brought her in quickly.
Best if we brought her quickly? Sounds good. Leave it to me. Hey, Flatfoot, keep up the investigation. Got it. Poor Gumshoe. Don't tell me Judge Courtney suspected her from the very beginning. Also, we just found out Delicia is a pharmacist.
So, Mr. DeBest's logic wasn't any help at all.
Judge Courtney, just what is she thinking? Who knows? Who knows? Oh, it looks like we're done here. Are we gonna go over to Gregory now? Nope. Save. So we're going over to Gregory now. Slow, Texas, slow.
She said it would only be a 10-minute recess. They sure are taking an awful long time.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Prosecutor DeBest presents Miss Delicia Scones.
Yes, you called me, so here I am.
Wow, she hasn't seemed to have changed at all.
It is I, Delicia Scones, the pharmacist who makes delicious drugs. But you can call me Miss Delicious.
As you can call me Mr. DeBestest.
Oi, nice to meet you, bestie.
They've gone straight to nicknames.
Oh, that boy reminds me of someone.
This is Miles Edgeworth. He's Gregory's son.
Yes, nice to meet you, Miley.
Could you please not call me Miley?
Meeting Greggy's boy. I guess it's a sign that I'm getting old.
How old is this woman? Good question.
Sebastian, isn't there something you'd like to ask Miss Pharmacist?
Oh, right, yeah. Miss Delicious, could you tell us the reason why you came to the gallery?
Yes, I came to see the curator, Katie. I've been friends with her for 18 years, so I visit her quite often. Is it true, Miss Pharmacist, that you also assisted in the treatment of Mr. Gustavia? Well, I guess you could say that, although I only made the antidote for the doctor. Wow, you made the antidote on the spot? Yesy, as long as I have the right ingredients, I can make any drug easily. The infirmary here is well equipped, you see. Instead of sending him to the hospital in critical condition, we treated him right away. I did all I could. I did all I could do. The rest depends upon his body's ability to recover.
Do you know the victim, Miss Delicious?
Yesy. Although it's been 18 years since I last saw him, I only knew that he had become a world-famous pastry chef.
Huh? Is the victim that famous?
I heard on the news that he won a competition for designing desserts.
That reminds me, I do remember him mentioning something about studying design in Zhangfa.
Now, let's get down to business. To defeat the Huns. Miss Pharmacist, are you familiar with the drug Megatoxin X? Oh, yesy! It's a drug that used to kill those things. It's mega effective. Because the effects are so potent, it's not available to the general public.
What are those things you're referring to?
It's a drug for vanquishing creatures that strike fear into the heart of a lady. The ones that often infest kitchens and the like.
Oh,
I think I know what she's talking about. So, Miss Pharmacist, may I ask you one more thing? Do you know what happens when you mix normalium with Vitalium? Yesy, I know. It's even written on the warning label for Megatoxin X. Hazardous when mixed. When the two drugs are mixed together, a chemical reaction occurs and a gas is released. Inhaling a large amount of this gas can cause breathing difficulties, and even death. And from the amount of poison gas Gusty breathed in, I think there was probably at least 500 milliliters of each chemical in the gas.
As expected of a pharmacist, she's very well informed.
Normalium is an adhesive liquid that becomes hot as soon as heat is applied. It also has a red color and a minty fragrance. Due to its low cost, it's used everywhere. Vitalium is a white, watery liquid. That's enough for now. As expected of a pharmacist, you're very knowledgeable. Yesy, of course I am. Megatoxin X is one of the chemicals that the company I work for produces.
Oh.
But not just everyone has access to it. It's so potent as a poison that it couldn't be sold to the public after all. Thank you. I think that's all I need to hear.
Does George Courtney suspect her? What is she hiding behind that smile? Oh, Flatfoot! Have you made progress in the investigation or something? Yeah, let me tell you. The glass case that contained the sculptures can be opened by a mechanism in the lid. Huh, what strange cases? The temperature in the cases can be lowered down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. The inside of the Pisces case was set to 27 degrees Fahrenheit, so my hand nearly got stuck to the ice. Oh, good thing it didn't. So then, from the lid of the Pisces case, we detected slight traces of normalium. Huh? Not bad.
Huh? If the normalium was in the glass case at a temperature of 27 degrees Fahrenheit, then it would have been frozen to the lid.
Really? So, what happened? Mr. DeBest, why don't we try borrowing the power of Kay's little thief? I think the circumstances will be easier to understand if we use our Mr. Thief. So you really want to help me out that much? Fine, I'm not really sure how this all works, but you get on with it.
I hate being bossed around by this guy, but to arrive at the truth, I'll do it. Stop acting as you please. The goddess of law has no need of your power.
Don't be such a stick in the mud, Courtney Pie. We have approval of the prosecutor in charge, so what's the problem? Could it be there's something the PIC doesn't want us to find out? Ooh, well, I guess we'll find out in the next video what it is they're trying to hide, so I'll see you guys then.